I'm sure most of us have been in a situation where you're watching someone else play a violent, scary, or not so child-friendly game. And as this is happening, the person who's older than you turns to you and says, "Hey kid, you don't want to be here when the next thing happens. Trust me." Of course, instead of listening and being a reasonable, good-mannered human being, you just shrug it off like the badass, edgy 10-year-old that you are, listening to Linkin Park and watching Itachi vs Sasuke montages as you get your S rankings in Devil May Cry. You say to them, "Don't worry, I can take it." But in reality, you can't take it. You could never take it. You were not meant to take it. In what world did you? And then, hey yo, what the fuck is this? Hey yo, what is this? Kratos starts fucking ripping off someone's head with the details of his neck stretching out from his body. Your eyes open wide. You put your hands on your neck as you check for the nearest bald person in your vicinity, you know, just for safety measures, and you try your hardest not to look traumatized, even though you are for sure indeed traumatized. And now you truly understand the horrors that humanity is capable of. Now I am become traumatized. The seer of head removal. Fun times, right guys? Trauma. This video is about how our favorite funny little silly hobby ruined our childhood. Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2. Great game, you know? Eli does the... You know, Barney, the alcoholic. Beer. Classic. Gotta love that guy. And Alex, the funny.
A combined zombie. That's like a zombine, right?
We all love Half-Life 2. But now I want you to imagine you're a 7-year-old, okay? And you're at your cousin's house. You're very happy because, you know, he finally got himself a PS3 with the orange box. Which means that if I visit, I can, with my own 2 hands and eyes, witness the continuation of Half-Life's events. And witness them I did. Half-Life 2 blew my mind because of how impressive it was. The physics, the world, the facial animations. It was all such a big joy to see. Especially the iconic... And you know, we were having fun, and then out of nowhere, I think I lost like 5 years out of my life by watching my brother play Ravenholm that day. And it's funny because before this, Valve did such a great job at setting everything up. You know, the player's having a great time. He's living his life. You're playing fetch with a cute big robot dog. You're hanging out with the crew. You left your guard out and life is good, you know? And then they throw you in this terrifying piece of shit place filled with zombies, corpses, and hanging half-cut zombie corpses. And on top of all of that, they introduce this new zombie variant that can run and lunge at you while sounding like this. Pay $15 and get PTSD? Ah yes, the perfect product for my future child. Entering Ravenholm gives you that vibe that, man, you really messed up. Like, how on God's green earth did you end up here when you were clearly warned about it like multiple times?
Do not go through Raven.
It's like Gordon Freeman schemed against me or something. Either that or he's a little bit... I remember on our way back home, me and my brother were dead terrified because of what we just saw. Not saying a single word to each other. And I specifically remember when we were walking to our home's entrance, my dad was behind us locking the car still. So my brother turns to me and says, "Bro, I would be down to watch some Dora the Explorer right now." Which I agreed to. I started just shaking my head up and down really quickly. Preach, bro. Like, preach. But let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. You can't spell trauma without Resident Evil. The opening segment of Resident Evil 4 is probably responsible for the development of this new symptom I like to call chainsaw phobia. Chains phobia.
Get the fuck down!
Because the moment you walk into that village and close the door, you're not gonna come out with a smile. You're leaving with at least bare minimum loss of weight, loss of sight, a slight cardiac arrest, and AIDS. As soon as you hear that chainsaw closing in, you don't need to go to college or work or any of that shit to mature. That noise will turn you straight as an arrow, motivated to do anything possible just to avoid getting your head cut off. You know, I'm kinda sensing a pattern here of what I was scared of as a kid. Getting PTSD like Vietnam grandpa here is expected to come usually from scary or violent stuff, but what we don't expect is when that trauma happens because of the game's story. In The Last of Us, you play as Joel Miller, a single dad that's trying to make a living in Biden's economy. Zombies start attacking, world starts going to shit, and you know what we all expected here? We expected for Tommy or even Joel to die here, which, spoiler, they do a little bit. But what we didn't expect is for Joel's innocent daughter Sarah to get shot and actually die, rendering us to feel empty inside for the next like 2 to 3 months. When I saw that as a kid, I was floored, man. Like why would you do that? Why would you kill an innocent kid who knows how to crack jokes? You know how rare that is? What's wrong with you, Duckman, huh? Who goes there? But you know what, guys? At the end of the day, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. It's true that we all have gray hairs by the age of 22 because of the Kratos and the Ravenholms and the chainsaws and the Sarahs. But now that you've seen so much suffering, we've actually become immune to it, you know? The more you play it, the more you're like, hey, this is actually not so bad. This is fun. Now when I see a character die in a video game, I go, pfft. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that you should go out there and get traumatized. Because you never know. Today you might find it disgusting, but tomorrow you might actually enjoy digging your thumbs into someone else's eyes.